Here with Angelo State from left to right, libero Ireland Ferguson, head coach Chuck Waddington, and outside hitter Julia Hopkins. Coach, first and foremost, talk to me about just this match. You know, going back to last Friday, you had your work cut out for you, but you just saw this team. So talk to me about what adjustments that you had to make going into this match and how you thought this match meant for your squad as a whole.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about in the locker room before the match was, it's a curse and a blessing. Like the blessing part is you're familiar with your opponent. The curse part is your opponent's familiar with you because you literally just played, And Tanya's been coaching a long time. She and I are pretty good friends, and I knew that she would come out with something different, and she did. They flipped their rotation. They had some kids in some different spots, to start the match off, and it was not a pretty match, on either side. It was kind of a dogfight type match, kind of a war of attrition, and we just played a little cleaner, We had a few moments where we didn't, especially in that second set, but we recovered from that. We kind of handled our side. We got a little smarter with our attacking and our first contact, which is something we talk about all the time. But this team is, showing me that we can win in different ways. We can win pretty, we can win ugly, but we're locked in to the task at hand. We're not looking forward, not looking backwards. We're just trying to stay present.
Julie, we'll start with you. Actually tied the match high with 10 kills on the night. To talk to me about how you felt swinging tonight and just knowing the sets you were getting from your setters.
Well, I think everyone was setting me really well, and we had a little bit of trouble, but I think we were able to work through it, and especially us playing them very recently, being able to know where their defense is and stuff like that, and try new things that didn't work last game and trying it this game, and I think everything just fell into place this game.
And then Ireland, a senior leader on this team, we're now a senior leader as a whole. Seems like everybody knows. Talk to me about just the preparation leading up to this match. As I told Coach, and as you're already well aware of, you faced this team just a week ago. Mm-hmm. And, you're back here seeing them again. What was it like talking with as a player perspective, preparing for this match tonight?
Well, I know that we just played them, and beat them, but they are a good team no matter what. They wouldn't be in this tournament if they weren't. And we really had to prepare ourselves mentally to know that it was going to be a fight no matter what. And we had to come out and just have intensity and be calm as well. I've realized that us being calm as a team, not getting frantic in those plays, has really helped us. And just come together when we need to and play for each other was the main things that we talked about. And I definitely thought, even though we had, a rocky road, we definitely did that tonight, for sure.
Coach, want to kind of speak on during your win streak, it's kind of been the offense that's really stood out for you. Tonight, your defense really stood out, only holding Kingsville to a .039 hitting percentage. So just talk about the defense and kind of what you've seen from them during this win streak.
Well, I think one of the things that we've gotten better at throughout this season is studying. And we were not very good at it at the beginning of the year, and these guys can, I'm sure, agree with that. But we've gotten better, we need to treat it like it's homework, like it's a class, and if you go into a test unprepared, it's hard to be successful during that test. And so I think that is something that we've really gotten better at over the course of the season. And now that we're a single opponent, moving forward, I think we're going to get even better at it. My two assistants, Ashley and Evelyn, they work ridiculous amount of hours preparing scout for us. I kind of see the big picture, as we look at teams, but they're fine detail. This is where Susie likes to swing. This is what they do in this rotation. We put all that information out there, and I just think we've gotten better at using it and understanding it and knowing what it's for and why we spend the time to do it. And so I think that is really paying dividends for us.
Mm-hmm. And focusing on your middles, Kate Boldrick, 4 kills, 5 blocks. Hannah Spencer, 3 kills on 3 swings, 3 blocks. Just talk about their effort tonight in the middle.
Well, during senior night last week, I talked about Kate being a force of nature, and she is. Whether she's getting the ball or not, she's going to come hard every time. She's going to do her part to help us be successful. Whether it's attacking or blocking. But Hannah, somebody got injured early in the year. Sydney. And Hannah's stepped into the role, but Hannah's been a starter for the last couple of years, off and on. And so she's talented, but we have not been connecting very well. That setter-hitter connection with her, in those perfect pass situations. But tonight, she was locked in, and she hit some balls that I just haven't seen in a while. And I think she opened some eyes, and so I was really proud of her for sticking to the process, because it's hard, and these guys know I'm hard, to play for this time of year, because we want to be great. We want to go out, we want to achieve things. And when we're not connecting, obviously it's some on the setter, some on the hitter, but I made Hannah know for sure that we needed her to do her part. And she came out played great tonight. So proud of her. Both of them really were a force at the net. We blocked 8 balls. We're not a huge blocking team. We don't block a ton of balls, but we were in front of their hitters. We held their 2 lefties who are, they're 2 of the best hitters in the country. I think they're really, really effective. And I think were they both, one was just a little over 100, the other one was negative, so we really keyed in on that, and I think our ability to close the block with those 2 middles was a big piece of that.
All right, I got 2, one for Chuck and one for Ireland and Julia. Chuck, obviously, Kingsville has one hitter in specific, and that has leading the nation in triple doubles, holding her to a negative .087 attack percentage. What did you see out of your background? I think Ireland did a fantastic job with passing a lot of those. What did you see from your defense that you liked tonight?
Well, I think it started with our presence at the net. Our 2 left sides had an assignment, basically. You can't lose that player. She's yours, like basketball playing man-to-man defense. You can't lose that player. No matter what else is going on, we have to have you in front of them. And I think in the first set, we were, all of us, we were just kind of watching the ball a little bit and got away from being in front of hitters. And then we locked in, and we get in front of the hitter, and our middles are working hard to close, and when a kid hits negative, it's not always because they're hitting the ball out of bounds. We blocked some good balls tonight, and then when we didn't, we dug a bunch of balls. So I really liked our effort, and that goes back to that, the scout, the game plan. I think we executed it pretty well for most of the night, and it would never be perfect with that, but I felt like we were pretty locked into what we needed to do defensively.
And for the players, obviously an incredible home record, 14-0. Earlier in the season, I think we can all agree, had some struggles on the road. But I just want to specifically ask about that first conference loss in Oklahoma. Was that kind of a wake-up call for your team? And then knowing that you could still win the Lone Star with 2 wins, but having to win out and then now winning 9 in a row. What did y'all do to make the adjustment to start playing better on the road and getting those wins?
You want to go? Okay. Honestly, I think that it was kind of a wake-up call in a sense. We knew we were a good team, but we still had some learning to do, of course, and some growing to do. And I really think that after that, we realized we have to give our all every single game, and we have to push ourselves to give more every single time we play, again and again and again, because we're just going to keep seeing better competition. And also, we should have beat them. I feel like we should have. And they gave us a good fight, no doubt about that. But it's just recognizing what we need to handle on our side, and honestly just controlling what we can control, because they're going to come out and we get every team's best game, and we know that if we control our side, then we can handle anything. So really just focusing on what we can control, I would say.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a good learning experience. And then Coach said once we played Midwestern and Lubbock that we need to go onto the bus and change everything. Don't sleep the whole time, and you need to change your routine. And I think that really helped us change our mindset, because then we went out and beat Midwestern, and then we swept Lubbock Christian, which was a huge game. But I think it was just really like Ireland said, a wake-up call. Anything can happen in this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Coach. Ending as we always do. Great thing about playing the last match of the night, you know who you're going to play next. That's be UT Tyler, who you'll be seeing for the 3rd time this season. Of course, had that 5-set thriller in the conference challenge, and then beat him 3-0 during conference play here at home. What needs to happen tomorrow night in order to have Angelo State in the championship game?
Well, number one, I expect it to be an absolute dogfight. I really do. You know, every time we play, it seems like, especially in the postseason, it's just a knockdown, drag out, 5-setter type, you know, high drama. So I would expect no less. They have a really talented team. You know, they're kind of on a run themselves. You know, they're doing some quality things. You know, they lost one of their players to an injury a few weeks back, and now they're learning that they can be successful without her. You know, they've got some younger kids playing, and so they're formidable. They're well coached. You know, Lindsay. You know, I mean, I know everybody. You know, like I've known them all for a long time, and I feel like she and I are good friends. But like she wants to win just like everybody else. You know, and so she'll have her team ready to go and prepared. So you know, there's no secret sauce. Like, we have to handle our side of the net. You know, we've got to be good in first contact, work hard in transition, set good balls, and take good swings. You know, or being really disciplined on defense. So I think those are the things that matter. No matter what level you coach, who you're playing, those are the things that win you matches. So, and we'll study. You know, we'll get our scout here out, and in the next few minutes after we get out of here, and then. We need to look at it, you know. In the last match we played, they were missing a player. You know, now they got a new player playing on the left because of an injury. So, like, it's gonna be different. It won't be like it was at home. I mean, everybody would love that, but I don't expect that at all. I expect an absolute dogfight.
Fantastic. Coach, Ireland, Julia, thank you for your time and good luck to y'all tomorrow night.
Thank you.
The Wilson.